I just finished recording a favorites video and I am sweating. My pants, like my bum area, it's like wet. I was so nervous and anxious and I felt so awkward. Oh my goodness. Every time I do a new type of I used to do favorites videos all the time back in the day when I was more frequently posting on this channel here. Do y'all know I've had this channel for 12 years? I have. I've since privated a lot of my really old content, but you get into a groove with things and you are used to doing those type of things, but I haven't done a favorites video in probably 10 years. And this was my first one and woo, boy, howdy. I think you will see that before this vlog. So if you've not watched it yet, I'll link it here and down below somewhere so that you can go and give it a gander and let me know how awkward I am. No, please be nice. Please be nice. But I thought we could hang out today. So my husband and boys are not here, which, what? That's crazy, right? Don't mind my dog drinking water over in the corner. It's a little dog ASMR for you. And so they're coming home on Monday. Today is my last big full day to kind of hang out, but I have a lot of tidying and picking up that I need to do. We have a junk load of boxes. I have bins that I got out to put away Christmas stuff. I pulled out my Valentine's bin. So I'm gonna be kind of tidying the house a little bit. I thought we could look through the Valentine's bin together also and maybe read a little bit together. And I really want to talk about my favorite books of the year, but I don't want to make a whole video on it. So what do you think? Can I share some of those with you today in this vlog? I won't go into a lot of detail about it, but maybe I can just quick hold the picture up and just kind of say if I like, I mean, they're my favorites, so obviously I liked them, but I can just say how much I like them. At least that's what I'm thinking, but we'll kind of just see where the day gets us. I have work in the library to do, which is the best kind of work. Anytime I need to do anything in my library, it's heart happy. But I have a bunch of books I need to put away and tidy, so I figured I'm home alone, the house is quiet, I got a lot I gotta do, we can just hang out. The thing about doing any kind of video where you have to pull a bunch of stuff to record the video is the mess, the aftermath. And look at my super awesome, this is where I had the camera while I was doing my favorites video. I have a tripod, which is what you're on right now, but sometimes it's easier just to stack stuff. So now I get to go and put all of these beautiful things away and tidy up my house a little bit. I need to spend some time tidying my room. I have some laundry I'm in the middle of folding and hanging up. I need to clean my bathroom up. And part of that, I recently got some things in from Temu that I need to put away. So I thought as I'm opening them, I can share them in case you want to see. But I recently picked up this, that's really loud. I have my window open, so you're gonna hear cars outside, but this green headband, should we try it on? Let's see what it looks like. Hold on, I'll move you guys back a little bit. That's pretty cute. I like it. Yeah. Okay, but I'm gonna put the red one back on because I think red and blue, they just look so good together, you know? I also got this bow. So cute, right? For Valentine's, but I think you can wear that anytime. And then I picked up a few more hair scarves, which are something I wear on repeat. But I really wanted this strawberry one. Look at how cute it is. Can you see it? There we go. Isn't that cute? So it came with that one, and then these other two, and this one. And then the boys found this and they wanted to get this for, they have kind of like a gallery wall in their homeschool room. And we have a border collie, his name is Brady, and they I love this too. It was just like $1.75 or something. So I'll hang this up on the wall. Boo, is this you? Do you see yourself, Boo Boo? Look, is this you? That's you, Brady. Is that so cute? Yeah, that's so cute, right? That's so cute. Yeah, they made you into a superhero, a fancy superhero at that. Oh, so fancy. Yeah, I know, it's so cute. It's so cute. Okay. And then I had a little bit of a Temu fail. Oh, wait. Before I show you the fail, I'll show you these, which are so cute. St. Patrick's Day or Valentine's, what? Or any time of the year. But I ordered these to include in a friend gift, and I got several pair because I had several people in mind that I was going to give them to, and they're huge. So I don't know if I can still give them to my friends because we need to try them on. If I was to keep a pair, I feel like this is the pair I would want. So let's try them on together and see what they look like. Don't worry, I'm not going to give somebody a tried on pair of earrings. I'll just keep these. But Temu's pretty good about returns. I thought about returning them. They weren't very expensive. They're super cheap. And then I thought, maybe I can do a craft with them, like put them on a pillow and turn it into a Valentine's pillow. I think that would be really cute if I had a whole bunch of them. And I found a pillow, like a thrifted pillow with a fun print or something. Oh my gosh. Okay, I have earrings on right now. So we'll take these off and see if these look comical. Oh, it's kind of dark in here, so it's hard to really see them. Ah! Maybe they're not too bad. They're just so much bigger than I thought they were gonna be. Let's go where the light's a little better. Can you see them better? They're actually not bad. Maybe they're kind of like funny, cute, big. Okay. Maybe I'll wear it. Okay. All right, so now these need to go in my jewelry box. But, oh my gosh. What are you doing? Are you getting cozy? They're not supposed to be on the bed, but it's really funny. They know, like if my husband he works from home, but sometimes he's in the office next door to this bedroom working late. Or he has to work in the evening or whatever. You look so pretty, I need to take your picture. I need to take a picture on the bed. But they'll come and get in bed with me when they know he's not here. And so he's in California right now at my in-laws house with my boys, and so they are having a heyday being able to get in the bed. I also don't like them in the bed, but I do think it's kind of cute when it's just me. I recently thrifted this makeup bag. I really liked the print on it, and of course I'm a Lervin red right now. I got it all cleaned out, and I thought, I have this makeup bag, I've had it forever, and it's fine, but I kind of have a lot of stuff in it that I don't use on a regular basis. I might use it sometimes, so I thought I could create a smaller makeup bag that just has my daily products that I'm using right now, and then I would just test it out and see how it goes. I don't use that daily. I gotta put all my lip stuff in it. So we'll do those. I think this one's empty. Yeah, that needs to go in the trash. I jumped on the OG bandwagon. It's very expensive, but I had so many health issues recently. I was wanting to clean up my makeup. So I started using this during the summer. I didn't love it in the summer, but I'm loving it in the winter. It's all I've been wearing lately. So I use their, what is this called? Like a complexion stick, and their bronzer and their blush, and this is a highlighter. And I usually set it with this. Physicians Formula, and sometimes when I want a little bit of extra blush, I'll add that to it. Okay, that seems a lot more digestible. And then I can just switch it up as I'm using different things. And this will fit nicely in my drawer. I'm having to put this in my closet and bring it in and out of my closet every day. So I think this will work out a little bit better. And I can go through this and throw away a bunch more stuff, but I don't want to do that yet until I just live with this for a little bit and see how I handle not having some of those other products. Yay! You see this awesome box with bubble wrap already inside? I'm gonna tell you what I'm about to do with it, and I think it's gonna help me with one of my goals this year. So I am working so hard at decluttering and organizing our home. We don't have a lot of storage space here, which isn't the house's problem, it's more of a me problem thing. So I need to work harder and smarter at creating better systems and using what little storage we do have. So that means a lot of things need to go. And I have been working at this for so long, and maybe this is gonna be the year, y'all. Maybe this is gonna be the year. So one of the systems I'm putting in place for myself is a box challenge. When I come in contact with a box, this had, I don't really remember. Something was mailed in this, and I was like, oh, she's 30, she big, and she has bubble wrap. When I come in contact with an awesome box like this, I'm gonna take a few seconds and just go through my house and put things inside to either take to the donation or the dump. And this is the second box I've come in contact in the last few days that is nice and sturdy. The other box is already loaded up. It's by the front door. There's like Christmas books we don't need anymore, some Christmas decorations and things like that that will go to the thrift store. And I have set aside items to fill this girl up. And I hope it works out well for me this year. I'll let you know. Look at how easy that was. 2 huge boxes full of stuff that we no longer need, ready to go to the thrift store. And I think it took about 30 seconds for each box for me to gather things and fill them up. This is my Valentine's bin, and I thought I would share some of the things that we have in here. My boys are coming back with my husband tomorrow, and I thought it might be fun for them to come home to the house decorated for Valentine's. So I'm gonna put a few things out today. And I thought maybe you wanna see what we got in here. So I have these 2 heart pillows. These were from Temu. They came as a pack of 2, and I actually got them recently. But I just chunked them in the bin until it was time to get them out. I love this pillow. I thrifted it. It's so stinking pretty. This goes in my library. I put a pink blanket on my chair with a big pink pillow, and this one as well. You'll get to see that in a little bit. Ooh, I forgot about these. These were a Temu find from last year. Pillow covers. These go in my library as well. And this garland I made, I think it's so cute. I hang it above my kitchen sink in my kitchen, obviously, but it's just cardboard that I cut into squares. I didn't even measure, so they're not perfect. And then I used a Sharpie to outline the envelope shape. And then these are Dollar Tree heart stickers. And you can kind of see through them. They're little felt stickers. They're kind of cheapy. You could see the black mark through it. So I put a little small one on top to kind of cover up the Sharpie line that was showing through. And then the little part between the envelopes just has a heart. And then I did some hearts hanging off the end. And this one has dots on the envelope. It's so easy and so cute. I just hot glued it to the string. I'm pretty sure I even got this string at Dollar Tree. I have garland above my sink right now, and I kind of like it up there. Normally I take the garland down and hang that up, but I wonder if there's a way I can do both where it looks cute. Ooh, okay, this one is pretty special. It was sent to me by a couple of friends that I met on Instagram, and it's just this really pretty stitched napkin. That goes in my library. And then I have a couple of these things that I made. They're just foam hearts, and I wrapped them in Dollar Tree ribbon or string yarn. These are Dollar Tree. I added Dollar Tree ribbon to the hearts. I usually put these on my bookshelves. And then, oh my goodness, how cute is this one? This little napkin in a heart shape. Oh, I love it. What else do we got? Oh, these. I made these as well. I got into decorating for Valentine's and I just wasn't finding anything that I thought was like cute and timeless and not screaming cheesy Valentine's party decor. So one year I just made a bunch of stuff. I made that garland, that envelope garland that I showed you. I made these hearts. I got the paper at Joann's and it's really pretty textured linen paper that has gold on it. And the hearts are originally from Dollar Tree. I just used the other side and then I pulled these picks off of something from Dollar Tree and I already had these wooden stakes. So these go on the top of my bookshelves. And then, oh, I forget about stuff. It's so cute to see it. I love these felt hearts. They're a little pricey. So I get a pack every year and I kind of watch for them to go on sale. But I get the multicolor pack. So in the pack you get this really pretty, I'm so far away from you, I don't know if you're like able to see this stuff. This really pretty blush pink, kind of like a more true pink, and then this berry red color. White, that's not white. Red, and then cream. I hang these everywhere in my house. I have this really pretty kind of twig garland on my fireplace right now and I will hang these from there. It looks so cute. I used to have a really cool willow tree in my kitchen, a live one, and she unfortunately just died. But in the winter she gets these she used to get these really pretty white puff balls all over, and then I would hang these from the branches, but we don't have her this year. I have more of these felt hearts, but bigger. There's a heart banner. I usually hang this from my bookshelf in my library. Just a bag of hearts is what we have in there. There's a heart puzzle. We love our puzzles in this house. So we've got 2 bunnies kissing and then a bunch of animals kissing or cuddling and I don't know, doing things. That sounded weird. I don't mean it to sound weird. And I have more of these yarn hearts. I made these. I don't remember where. Actually, I think it's a wooden heart form from Dollar Tree. And then I got this yarn on clearance from Joann's. And I thought it was so pretty, this purple. And also this really pretty pink. I'll put these in my pink bathroom downstairs. Then I have this that I also made. It's so easy. It's just another Dollar Tree heart and then wooden hearts just stuck. I think I used like double-sided tape or something. Whatever it is that it's stuck on there good. I think I made a couple of those. And I have, where's my most prized possession? Where is she at? There's a bag of ribbons in here, really pretty ribbons. Look at how pretty this one is. That is so stinking pretty. It looks vintage. It's not, but it looks it. I was looking for these too, yay! Okay, got these off of Temu last year. They're just little hand towels, pink with red hearts. And then I have a red with cream hearts. I'll put this one in the kitchen. And then a white with cream hearts. I'll just trade this one out when it's dirty for our half bathroom downstairs. All right, I'm gonna grab something else that I made that's one of my most favorite things that I've made. And you can make it too. I'll link down below where I found the information to make it. This other stuff, I just did it myself. I don't have like a DIY or anything. It's all like pretty easy. I mean, oh, look at those sweet gluing skills there, you know, like, wow. She fancy. You can do this. You don't need a DIY for that. But hold on, let me go grab the other. Do you see how cute? What? I made this. I made this. Wow. Okay, I found this website randomly when I was looking for Valentine's DIYs that I thought were like classy and not trashy, you know? And Pinterest took me to this website, which I cannot remember the name of. I'll link it down below. They have this wreath. You buy the digital file, and then if you have a color printer, you just print out the hearts and you cut them and fold them. And then you get a little, is mine wire? Yeah, a wire wreath form, and you wrap it with crepe paper. And then you just glue on your hearts and you have a wreath. It takes a little bit of time, but it's really fun, like busy handwork, where it's like, it's a little lengthy in the amount of time it takes to put together, but you don't have to use your brain. It's the same stuff over and over again. So it's kind of fun to do something like this and watch a movie or listen to an audiobook or something like that. So I have kept this in my pantry since last year, and every time I go in my pantry, it makes me so happy. I'm excited to get it back out. I made something else that I also really love. I can't find it. So as I'm going through the box, if I find it, I'll come back and show it to you. But Valentine's decorations can be so fun, y'all. Before we dig into all the Valentine's fun, I'm gonna treat myself a little bit. I have a fresh cup of hot tea, and I'm gonna look on Libby at some of the magazines that came out this month and sip my tea, and then we'll start putting some Valentine's stuff out. It's a little while later and we're losing light, but I still need to clean up my library. There's a lot of books I need to put away. I have a huge pile of returns that I'm working on from Christmas, so I need to maybe grab a box to put those in and get them out of the way. And after I do this for a little bit and get it tidied up, I thought we'll just plop a spot on the couch. Plop a spot? Plop, what's the saying? Plop a spot. Did I just make that up? We will sit on the couch and get cozy, and we'll just go through the books, my favorites from the year. But we got a lot done today. I'm feeling good. It feels good to go through that Valentine's bin and kind of see what I have. I think I'm going to do a separate video and decorate the library with you guys for Valentine's. I do most of my Valentine's decorating in this space, so we can hang out and do that together in a later video. But let's clean up the library. The library picked up, and normally I keep a stack of books here that I want to get to sooner than later, so I'm going to go to my shelves and grab a few that I'd like to pick up this month. I'm not going to pull for February yet, but I'm going to pull a couple that I want to get to in January. Okay, here's my stack of January hopefuls, and now that I have these pulled, what I'll do is go into the Libby app and put everything I can on hold for audio. And when I'm going on walks, I will listen to the audio version, but when I have time to sit and read, I'll read the printed version. And sometimes I will do both. I'll listen to the audiobook and read the printed version at the same time. If I'm feeling like I'm having a hard time focusing, that really helps me stay connected to the story and propelled throughout the story until I can get it finished. All right, y'all ready to talk about books? It's pitch black outside and we have zero light, but I feel like we can be cozy in the library together with our poor lighting. It's all good. It feels very like campfire-esque. Got the fire in the background. We got the low lights. We can just get cozy and have a little book chat together. I have a stack of honorable mentions, and then I have favorites from the year. I'm gonna go pretty fast, so hold on to your britches. If you see something that sparks interest, look on Goodreads for a more thought out review, or do a search on YouTube, or go to Amazon. There's loads of people that are fabulous at reviewing books. I am not one of them, so I'm gonna keep things like pretty short and sweet. All right, first up for honorable mentions. The Life We Bury. I love this book. It was published in 2014 and it has been sitting on my shelf for way longer than I would like to admit. I picked it up winter last year. I can still remember everything in this story, which says a lot about this book. It is a crime story. There's a guy in jail who's committed something. He calls in this really young reporter and says that he's going to tell the story that he hasn't told anybody else, and thus the story unfolds. You get to kind of learn about the reporter, his brother, this person he comes in contact with, the inmate in jail, and it takes you on a wild ride. But this author does a really great job of developing the characters, so it's not only a thriller, but it has a lot of character growth and development within the pages as well, which I really enjoyed about this. This is part of a series, but you can just read this one and not jump into the series. It's tied up with a nice bow at the end, and that's a really good book. I don't have a copy of this one because I've lent it out to a friend, but I also really loved The Winter People, I think is what it's called. The Winter People by Jennifer McMahon, which I hope I'm saying right. I'll put a picture of it on the screen. It was a little bit creepy. I don't really get scared from books very often, and I don't think I'd classify it as a horror either, but just like the atmosphere and the vibes in the story. It's the story of this old farmhouse and a family that has lived there for generations. You learn why they are here and some secrets the family has been hiding, and it's pretty interesting. This one, look at the cover. Even if I didn't love the storyline, I feel like the cover deserves to be in an honorable mention. It is so beautiful. Oh, I love this cover. I need this in like a piece of stationery, you know? So one of the reasons I love this book so much is how unique it is. It's a story of a typewriter, and he is a thinking typewriter. He talks and communicates, but he communicates in the story so that when the storyline is happening, you get Olivetti's perspective. But when he's talking with other people, he types out what he wants to say on paper, and so the humans that are interacting with him are talking to him through his typed words. Wow, that was very confusing to say. There's a boy in the story, his mom goes missing, and also her beloved typewriter as well. The boy seeks out to find the typewriter, and the typewriter works with the boy to help solve the mystery of where the mom went. There's some plot holes in this. There's some things I don't really love about the mom character, but when I just focus on the sheer creativity and the story and how I have never come across another book like this, and the person that is the typewriter, it had to be an honorable mention. I don't know if I mentioned that Olivetti is a middle grade book, so just in case if I didn't, I wanted to add that in there. But my next one is also a middle grade read. It's called The Remarkable Journey of Coyote Sunrise. This story is what you call a heart-hugging story. It's the story of Coyote Sunrise and her father. They live in a school bus and they travel the United States. And along the way, they pick up a lot of different characters who become really great friends. There's a found family aspect, which I love. You're cheering for the characters, you're hurting for the characters, you're laughing with the characters. It was a beautiful book. All right, I've got my big stack. We're into favorites. Should I do like 3 words or less for these so that we can get through them fairly quickly? But then that's not fair because my my honorable mentions I talked about a little bit more. I'll just try to be quick. We'll see how it goes. But this stack right here, it's an interesting stack for me as a reader because last year was a tricky year for me mentally. I had a lot going on and there were so many books I was excited to read, books that I knew would be 5 stars, books that I knew would take me on an amazing journey, and I could not. I just felt like I wasn't mentally in the place where I could handle such a wonderful experience, and so I pushed them off for a perfect time to read them on a later date. And what I ended up doing is picking up a bunch of random books, and some of those really shocked me. Like I wasn't expecting anything from them and they blew me away. So that's what we got going on here. And the first one I think is a great example of that, which is The Plight Before Christmas. It's a Christmas romance. I would never have thought that I would fall in love with a Christmas romance and that it would end up as one of my favorite books of the year. This one has lots of beautiful bits of Christmas sprinkled in. It's funny. I love the family dynamics. It's very real feeling. You are feeling for the characters, you're feeling the holiday vibes. I LOL'd many times while reading this, and I actually listened to it on audio, and I loved it so much I went and grabbed a copy for myself so that I can reread it every Christmas. I loved this book. Oh, this is a heart-hugging book also, y'all. It was so good, and it also caught me by surprise. It was a total cover buy. I'm Southern, and you put any kind of like Southern elements on something, it's gonna draw me in. But this is a story of a girl who returns back to her family farm, and she finds out that her mom has put the farm for sale, and she's not super happy about it. You get this really awesome friendship dynamic, which I loved. It's one of my favorite parts of this story. There's a romance involved, there's other things going on, but the friendship between the main character and her friend is beautiful. So this girl writes, I think it's a book, and it's very similar to like Pioneer Woman is the vibe that I got from it. But she writes under a pseudonym, and the book becomes really popular, and everybody's wanting her to do interviews, and she just does not want to. So she talks her best friend into doing the interviews for her, and then everything kind of happens and unfolds. It is so cute. Can't recommend it enough. I let one of my friends read this as well, and she loved it just as much as I did. Oh, this one, another one, heart-hugging book. Oh my gosh. Caught me by complete surprise. I don't hear anybody talking about this book. It's called Grump, and man, it's the origin story of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs with a focus on Grump. It is precious. You will LOL. I loved hearing about all the different, I guess they're not gnomes, but are they gnomes? I forget if they're called gnomes or not, but they all have these really cool gemstone names, and you learn about why that is, and it's very fantastical and has magical elements in it. The setting is amazing. It captivates you. It takes you there. I read this with my boys. We all fell in love with it. We all have it on our favorites list of the year. Then all of my friends in our co-op group, they read it. They all loved it as well. So if you're looking for a family read aloud, I highly, highly recommend Grump. Now, this is a series. There's like Jack and the Beanstalk, his origin story, Rumpelstiltskin, his origin story, Little Red Riding Hood. I haven't read any of the other ones. My friends did, and they said this is their favorite out of all. So if you're going to pick up one for the series, I recommend Grump. Okay, this one falls under that whole Southern category that I was talking about with this one, when I said if you put Southern stuff on a book, I'm gonna wanna have it in her boots. This one, bless your heart. Wasn't expecting much from it. Listened to it on audio, fell in love with it, bought myself a hard copy so that it can live in my library forever, and pre-ordered the next book in the series. It's hilarious. Family dynamics, they kind of like rag on each other. You LOL. I listened and read this one. The audio is so good. There's multiple people that play the characters. They have these awesome Southern accents, and it's not annoying. Sometimes I get super annoyed by Southern accents because you can tell they don't know what they're doing. But the one that, or whoever narrated this book, she did a really good job. But basically, it's a family that has a funeral home, and there's like mythical creatures, I guess we can say, that sometimes don't stay dead, and the family makes sure that they stay dead. It's so good. I'm gonna read this again before the second book comes out. I think it comes out in the spring, and I am really looking forward to it. So each year I go camping by myself. It's a little reading retreat, and I do nothing but sit around a campfire. I take a huge stack of books, and I consume books like candy for a good 2 to 3 days. And this particular year, wait, it was last year, 2024, when I went on my reading retreat, I actually read several books that I fell in love with and that have made it to my favorites of the year list from 2024. And I cannot wait to go back on my solo camp trip this next year. And now that I'm back into a routine of vlogging, maybe I'll take you guys with me, and we can kind of hang out in the pines around the campfire, and we can read together. Yeah, stay tuned for that. I usually go in the spring, so if I'm able to make it happen again this year, maybe I'll take you with me. But the next 4 books that I'm going to share were all books that I read during that camp trip. Up first in our romance category is The Surrogate. Oh my gosh, this book. It's one of those books that I'm like, I don't know why I love it so much, but I love it so much. You know, like the plot is very unbelievable. I read a lot of books that have unbelievable plots, but there's some books where you're like, what? But it's so good. I love the characters. I love the relationship between the two main people in the book. It's the story of this guy. He's super grumpy, and he's grumpy because his wife passed away, and he is mourning the loss of her, and he's just not wanting to carry on without her. His deceased wife, her parents, come to him and say that they have decided to, this is the part that's so weird, it's even weird for me to say it, to have a surrogate carry their baby. So before she'd passed away, they froze some of their embryos. She had cancer, and that's why she died. And so they had gone through the process of doing that so that whenever she beat cancer, they could have a baby in the future. The parents feel like they should be doing something with these babies, and they have decided to find a surrogate and have the surrogate carry their baby. I know, right? They come to him and they say, hey, we are going to do this, and we just wanted to let you know about it. And he is shaken, as one would be, and he's not about it. But then he realizes that this would be a part of him and his wife, and maybe this would be something that he could have closure in his life and move on. The parents say they're going to take complete care of the baby. He doesn't have to be involved if they don't want to, if he doesn't want to be, but they just wanted to let him know. So the surrogate comes into play. It's a romance. Maybe you can kind of think and figure out what happened, but it's so good. I think I even cried at the end of this book. So if you look this one up on Amazon, there might be a different cover. This author, she has released, there's a few other books in the series, which are also really good, but she's redone some of the covers, so it's not like a man with his like muscular chest and his like, you know, all the things, so that maybe you can read it in public and not be so like embarrassed to read it. So thank you to her, because I probably wouldn't have picked it up. I found this cover first, and I was kind of like, oh, weird and interesting, I want to try it. It was good. It was really good. Weird, but very good. Oh, and I mentioned that there's other books in the series. They're all wonderful. I recommend them all, but The Surrogate was my favorite. And I do have to say, this is not a closed door romance. So there's a lot of content. I'm just saying, like, if that's not your thing, you just be warned, okay? All right, speaking of books having a lot of content, the next few that I share are in that same category. They are romance. They're not closed door romance. There's a lot of, like, you know, passion and things going on, but the storyline is still really good. I can't stand that in books when it's like all they're doing is doing, you know, the thing, and then you're like, okay, I get it, great, like where's the plot? I need plot, I need character development, I need a good storyline, and then like the other stuff is like, cool, you know, yay you, good. And I feel like The Surrogate is that way, and these next few that I'm going to share are in that same category as well. So if you're like me, like, I got you, these are the ones you want to go for. I discovered, we should start with this one, Lucy Score this year. She is a, not an Audible, what's the thing that you read that's like a digital, and you like read a book and it's like in your hand? Kindle? Well, I guess it's one of them. There are other ones, but you can get her books for free on Kindle, but I am a paper girl, so I ordered copies. Never thought I would like a book like this. Stinkin' loved the junk out of this book. And it's very thick. Don't let that throw you off. It moves pretty quickly. Just the relationship dynamic between these two people. There's a guy in this book. He's super rich. There's a girl. She's not. She's taking care of her dad and trying to cover his cost of his nursing home that he's in. She kind of feels like she's carrying the weight of the world. And they clash heads at the beginning, but then they end up like, you know, they end up falling in love and all that kind of stuff. I don't want to ruin the story for you, but oh, so good. And then I went on to read a bajillion Lucy Score books. In fact, they're all right here behind me. They're right here. All of the Lucy Score, but this was my tip-top favorite. Whoopsie, sorry books. I also really loved this one, Mr. Fixer-Upper. I still think about these characters. The storyline is there's a girl, she's in like directing of shows or something like that. Or is she one of the designers? I don't remember. Okay, I can't remember, and it doesn't say on the back of the book. So oh, look, it does. Field producer. Yeah, she's the producer. So the girl character is the producer of these home decor shows, and the guy is the one who's doing all the DIY projects. So they kind of have ideas of each other and have heard stories about each other and don't think like the best of each other. And they come together on this project, and she's like, get away from me. I don't want anything to do with you. And he's like, but wait, I'm really cool and amazing. And they spend all this time together filming the show, and you get to kind of, you know, go on the journey with them and how everything unfolds. I'm not doing a very good job telling the story. It's been a really long time since I've read it, but I loved it. And the way they fall in love is so beautiful. And the way the story ties up, beautiful. Cried at the end. I loved the bit of like home decor aspects thrown into the mix and how they intertwine that in the very end of the story as well. Again, it's very spicy, so like keep that in mind. Don't go for it just because I'm saying it's home decor related, because that's not the only part of the story, but it's really good. It's really, really good. I have heard so much about this author and this book in particular. It's called The Right Move. I think this is actually the second book in the series. I have since gone on to read the first book, and if you saw me pulling books on my little table that I want to read in January, I pulled the third one as well. The first book that I read in this series is okay. Like, I enjoyed it. It was a good read, but this one, I think about these characters all the time. It's a story of a basketball player and then his sister's best friend who is needing a place to live. He happens to have a place to live, and he begrudgingly agrees to let Indy, which is the protagonist in the book, stay with him. And he is super, super, super grumpy, and she is sunshine. So if you like a grumpy if you like a grumpy sunshine dynamic, this is like to a T, this book right here. But the way that they fall in love and the other characters in the book, there's a lot of friends that get involved. I love like good, strong friend dynamics in stories, or found family or family dynamics in stories, and this one kind of has all of those. And the ending is so good. I would love to spend more time with these two characters. Like I said, the first book in the series, I liked it. It was good, but I really love their story. So I'm excited to see what I think about the next book in the series. Wait, let me see. Do I have these here? Okay, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, there are 3 books. I think there's a 4th one coming out soon. Okay, we have 2 more books left, and the last 2 are thrillers. I'm gonna tell y'all, I read a lot of books. I have been a reader for as long as I can remember, and I think thrillers can become very formulaic to me. I'm not surprised, they don't keep my interest, but I found 2 good ones this year that were amazing. Amazing, so good. All right, first up, None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell. Oh, this book is like, it had some parts where I was like feeling kind of like, ooh, what the heck is going on? I did this on audio and I read it at the same time, which I feel like elevated the whole experience. The audio is fabulous, by the way. So if you're gonna pick one and you like audiobooks, like I highly recommend the audio, but I'm gonna say Tip Top is doing both at the same time. So this is a story of 2 women who are birthday twins. One of them is a podcaster. She's going out for her birthday with like her friends and her family, and she bumps into this other gal who is a birthday twin. The other gal is like she's a little different. She's got all kinds of question marks around her, and the podcaster picks up on this a little bit, but she doesn't really realize the journey that she's about to partake, and she decides to bring this birthday twin in and do a podcast around her. The podcaster is looking for a way to kind of like reinvent herself and a new project to get into, and boy, does she get into a project. I'm like getting goosebumps just talking about it. It was really good. My last favorite, it's not my tip top. I actually don't know of these that I've shared which would be my tip top favorite, but it just happened to be last in the stack, is also another thriller. It's called Listen for the Lie, and just like the last one I shared, it's centered around a podcast. This one also is very, very good on audio, but you flip-flop back and forth between a lot of characters. There's different voices for each person they're interviewing. I found it very helpful to have the book with me so I could see. It changes the font whenever it's like doing interviews, and it has the names listed on the side. So I found that very helpful with like keeping everything in line. So I definitely would recommend doing tandem if like you're cool with that. Wow, okay, this is a story of a girl who's left her small town because she was basically pushed out by everybody in the community because they feel that she has murdered her best friend. She also feels like she perhaps could have murdered her best friend. She was found walking the street in the middle of the night, covered in mud and blood, and her friend was dead. So she ends up coming back to this town. They actually never convicted her. They didn't have enough evidence to convict her. So she ends up coming back to this town. This podcaster person picks up on the whole story and decides to do a podcast around her. And it is a journey. It is a stinking journey. I didn't get like ooged out like I did in the last one I shared, but I could not stop reading this book. I couldn't put it down. I was thinking about it when I wasn't reading it. I would totally read it again because I feel like now that I finished the story, if I go back, I probably would pick up on stuff that I didn't pick up on the first time. When have I ever wanted to reread a thriller? I can't even think of a time. Because it's like once you know, you know, but this one's written so well, I think I'd really enjoy reading it again. Same for the None of This Is True as well. I would read that one again too. All right, y'all, thanks so much for hanging out with me today and keeping me company while I was being productive, and for letting me flap my trap about books. I love talking about books, but you know what's really hard? Reviewing books. I don't know how booktube people do it. That is super, super hard. But I had fun. Were there any books that piqued your interest that you're gonna pick up? Let me know down below. If you've read any of those books and you also enjoyed them or have thoughts about them, let me know down below. And if you are a reader and you have favorites from the year, I would love to hear that also. Okay, I will see you guys later. Thanks so much for hanging out. Bye, everybody.